Alrighty, everybody. How's everyone doing today? Hope you're all doing well, and hope you're ready for some more videos and some game reviews here, because we got some more here right now here on TTBurger Remastered, and I'm your host Tony, continuing my Tekken Remastered franchise review. And this is, like I said, those of you who are just tuning in, this is a 10-part video that I'm working on, and the longest, the longest part video on this channel so far. So hope you all enjoy here, and we are on episode 3, which of part 6 of 10. And yes, we're already on 6 parts. It's crazy that we're already past the halfway point there. It's just crazy. And before I get started here, I want to give my friends a shout out here once again: CC Gamer 88, JJ Brother 88, JJ Jaguar 89, and MM the Man 89, because they're all fans of the Tekken franchise, and I hope you're all doing well. This is for you guys, and I hope you enjoy. And before we get started here, we have those of you probably missed what happened in part 5. Hot and fresh off the grill, ready to eat, is a nice TTBurger recap to show you all what you missed, as I took a look at Tekken 4 for the PlayStation 2 and gave it a 9.5 out of 10, because it was a great game, fantastic game. It's just there weren't that many unlockables in the game, and Hachi Mishima as a final boss was kind of disappointing compared to True Ogre and Devil Kazuya and stuff from the last 2 games like that, and Unknown for Tekken Tag Tournament. But still, it's a fun game overall. Definitely takes advantage of the PlayStation 2's capabilities, and it's a great sequel to Tekken 3 for sure. For today's episode here, we're going to be taking a look at a spin-off of the Tekken franchise starring the Irish assassin Nina Williams. This game came out around the same time Tekken 5 came out, in fact the same month, within a couple weeks or so. And when I heard about this game, I didn't know what to expect, because I know it was going to be a spin-off. I know it was going to have Nina Williams in it and stuff. It's going to star Nina Williams as the main character and stuff, and I didn't know what to expect here, but we got the game right here. Today we're going to be looking at Death by Degrees, starring Nina Williams for the PlayStation 2, released on February 8th, 2005 by Project Nina and Namco and more. Now, going into this game, I knew it was not going to be a fighting game. I knew it was going to be something totally different, and I was expecting that. Death by Degrees is a stealth action game where you fight the bad guys, solve puzzles, look for items, get from point A to point B, and more and more and more. The end result is an average/good game. It could be better, but it's nowhere near as bad as what the critics or other people are making it out to be. I mean, people just trashed this game, hated this game, bashed this game, and me being a big fan of Tekken, I had to check it out. And it was a decent game, average decent game, average good game, but still, it's average like having an average cheeseburger from an average restaurant that's not that good, not that bad. It's average in the middle. And just had to get it out there. So let's get started here. The story, like I mentioned, stars the Irish assassin Nina Williams, who is a world-renowned assassin from Ireland, who has been assigned to a joint operation by the MI6 and the CIA as a sweeper by 2 sneakers, Alan Smithy and John Doe. Nina's mission is to infiltrate the Amphitrite, a luxury cruise ship owned by the criminal organization called Comida, and get video evidence of a meeting by them and more. Nina enters the underground fighting tournament aboard the ship to gain access to it. They know that Komeda is responsible for many ships and aircraft disappearing near the Bermuda Triangle, either exploding or just flat out disappearing. They fear that Komeda is making a super weapon to continue what they've been doing. Nina, as a team sweeper, involves her finishing the job if her partners fail. Although Nina wins the tournament, she is captured by Komeda team members Lana Lay, the owner of the ship, and Enrique Ortega, the executive, and Bryce Adams, who's Lana's bodyguard. She is locked up in one of the rooms on the Amphitrite, and the story goes from here where Nina must find John, his GPS device, get off the ship with the evidence of Komeda's plans, and escape. It's a great storyline, one of the best parts of the game. There's more to it as time goes on, but I do not want to spoil it, because it's a very deep, involving story, it is definitely, and that's what I'm saying there. For the presentation of Death by Degrees, it's a great looking game. It's not the best looking game on the PlayStation 2, but it's still a great looking game. The character models look very detailed and animate really well, although there are times where the character movements can look very stiff and awkward, where they're looking like they're animatronics or something, but still, they don't look that bad. I mean, there could be more movement going on with the characters, but it's not that bad. The backgrounds look well done, with a lot of detail to them, and the CG cutscenes are the best part of the game and look really, really detailed. Although the in-game graphics did not look as good as the cutscenes, the CG cutscenes, they're still well done in the end with a smooth frame rate also. The sound in Death by Degrees is mixed, average at best. The music is really good, a lot of rock tunes, but a lot of the other music tracks loop over and over the same 5-second loop for the most part. And just, you hear it over and over and stuff, especially like when you're fighting the enemies, the music changes, which is better, but then the regular music resets itself and you gotta hear that same loop over and over. The voice acting is the worst part of the sound. Mary Elizabeth McGlynn, aka Mia McGee, sounds okay as Nina Williams, although there are times where it sounds like she's phoning it in. The other actors overact their lines while others sound bored and rather be somewhere else. And yeah, just not very good with the voice acting, but at least Mia McGee, Mary Elizabeth McGlynn sounds decent, does a decent job as Nina Williams, that's for sure. The gameplay could be better, but could be worse. It's a mixed average bag, like that average cheeseburger you get from that average restaurant that you don't like and you don't hate at the same time. Like I mentioned, Death by Degrees is a stealth action game that plays like Resident Evil with the fixed camera angles where you go around looking for items to unlock doors, solve puzzles, fight enemies, and more to progress the story. One of the main things you'll be doing is using your print scanner to collect fingerprint data to unlock certain doors throughout the game. You need to collect a certain level of fingerprint data to unlock them, like, because they're all done on, most of these doors have fingerprint scanners, like, you need a level of A1, A2, A3, or B1 or B2 or so to progress more in the story. And it pretty much becomes like a cat and mouse chase and stuff, trying to find the fingerprints and stuff. And it can get a little repetitive doing this thing over and over again because like a lot of these doors are locked and just like it gets you lost and stuff like that. Death by Degrees does have a bunch of mini games, like a sniper mode where you use a sniper rifle to protect your partner by shooting enemies, and you got honeycomb puzzles where you make pictures to unlock items to get, and more and more. The controls are good with Death by Degrees, but they can be cumbersome at times. You move around with the left analog stick and you hold the circle button to run. Holding down the R2 shoulder button brings you to this behind the back camera that helps you move the camera and stuff because the camera angles are fixed in like the regular running walking mode and stuff. The cumbersome part of the controls is when you're in combat. You must use the right analog stick flicking in any direction where the enemies are facing to attack them. And you can perform throws by pressing the R1 button, holding down using the right analog stick in a certain direction. You can perform critical strikes when your focus gauge is full with using the L2 button, where you can break the enemy's bones and take them down with one hit. This is useful in the boss fights as well, definitely. You can also pick up weapons where you find guns and melee weapons, but again you have to use the right analog stick to use them, and this gets cumbersome because why can't you just use a different button to make it all simpler instead of using the right analog stick over and over again? I mean, like, it could have been nice to use like the X button or so to like use the weapons, but that's not the case there. And also, like, most of the weapons except for the melee weapons are useless. The guns barely do any damage, and even the ones that do are overpowered don't have much ammo to them, and they do not aim properly, and you run out of ammo very fast. And like, it just seems a little cumbersome, you having to shoot a gun with the right analog stick, and that's just very cumbersome. It's still a decent average game overall, but now I gotta get to the bads. The controls are not the greatest, like I said, using the right analog stick in combat and stuff just isn't the best there. And like with a lot of enemies ganging up on you, it can get very cumbersome, definitely. The enemy AI is not the best. Most of the time they just stand in place, just wait to get attacked louder, block all your attacks, and you can just like get past that, but just hammer down on the right analog stick to kick and punch and stuff like that. And there's no in-game map whatsoever. You have to keep pausing to look at the map, and the map is not the best. But having to keep pausing to look at the map every 5-10 seconds to be sure you're not getting lost is very, very annoying, and I hate when games have to do that. I mean, why couldn't they just have an in-game map without having to pause all the time and stuff like that? That would have made things a lot better. And of course, like with the fixed camera angles there, like it's just the fixed camera angles like I mentioned there. And the difficulty in Death by Degrees is all over the place. There are times where it can be super easy, where it's just like you can just play the game with your eyes closed, or it can get brutal at times. And one of my main complaints with the game is that the game loads way too often. The game loads way too much. This game has tons and tons of loading times, and this is just insane because like This is a game that came out in 2005, and this game has to load almost every time you enter a new room, almost every time you go upstairs or downstairs, and the load times are long too, and it loads way too much. This is a PlayStation 2 game. I understand it's going to have load times, but this many load times, this is just insane. And also the story is non-canon. I should mention here that the story is non-canon. And it comes with a playable demo of Tekken 5, but the demo is very short and disappointing. All you basically do is you play as the character Raven and you verse Asuka Kazama and stuff like that. And it's just basically all you do is one stage. And it's just not worth it. I mean, like, it would have been nice if the demo was better and stuff, but still, it's just me. But still, it's an average game, like an average cheeseburger that's not the best, but still average to eat, and it's still considered edible to eat, is what it is there. Final thoughts here. If you like Nina Williams and you want a game where you play as Nina Williams exclusively, that's not in the fighting game or whatever, this game is for you, definitely. Due to the complaints I have with the game is not going to be getting a super high rating, but won't be getting a super low rating either. Death by Degrees, starring Nina Williams, gets a 7 out of 10 because it's average. It's a good, mediocre, average, mixed at best game. That's just all I gotta say there. And that's it for this episode of my TTBurger Remastered Game Reviews Part 6. Stay tuned for Part 7. We're gonna take a look at Tekken 5. And then how does this game fare from Tekken 4? Find out next, which is all I gotta say. If you like what you see or subscribe, like the video, comment down below. Join my Discord group, TTBurger Gaming Tonight. It's always looking for more and more people to join. Link in the description below, so it won't go away after 24 hours. So click on it if you want to join. I'm always looking to talk more to my fans, subscribers, and meet new people and more. Which all I gotta say is Tony. Peace out. Have a great day, and see you all in my review of Tekken 5.